Good morning.
How are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
Good. You look fantastic as always.
Yeah, I don't know how. I was like, shut up, hurry up.
So, how was your weekend?
Good, but my back is killing me.
I still have the lidocaine I can bring over to you.
I'm going to get a massage tomorrow.
Really? Where at?
My friend Heather, she's in Lancaster.
Okay.
Healing Reflection Studio.
Oh, you gave a shout out. Look at that. That's awesome.
She's amazing. She's like the best ever.
Well, I hope it cures your back issues, that you're able to feel better.
Like, we'll get you feeling better.
There you go. Hey, that's all that matters is that you're back to 100%. That's all I care about.
Exactly.
So it's Monday. It's another week. I'm so excited to begin this week. We have so many exciting things coming up this week. Would you like to share with everybody what's exactly happening this week with us?
I am so excited to share, Rachel. So excited to share. But really quick, let's go ahead and introduce who we are.
Yes.
My name is Angela Marie, transformation coach, founder of findyourpurposeandshine.com, and this awesome morning show that I started back in March, Angela Marie in the morning with my beautiful, amazing co-host, Rachel Vermeulen, and I couldn't have made a better choice in a co-host, I have to say. This show has grown by leaps and bounds since we've partnered up. So I absolutely believe that is God has his hands all over it. We now stream live on Facebook and YouTube Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We stream all over Facebook, actually. It's you guys will be able to see it in different groups and all kinds of stuff. Let's see what else. Oh, we are looking to do this every day shortly because we have our very first sponsor on Monday. I'm so excited. She starts on Monday. We start sponsoring her on Monday next week. And I believe we have another one or two up and coming. So we are looking for sponsorships. Anybody wants to sponsor our show and get advertising out of it to help your business grow, to help your business thrive, to be able to attract the exact clients that you're looking for, like-minded clients like us, right? Then reach out to us and let us know, and we'll see if you would like to take part in it. All right, so big announcement before we bring our awesome guest on the line today. Our last minute awesome guest. We were like, oh yes, let's reach out to him. And we have him as
that's my idea.
Yeah, that was your idea.
Thank you.
Rachel's going to take that idea.
Not so good ideas. Maybe just they come every once in a while.
Too funny. So yes, huge announcement is that we are going to be live and in person at Westy's Bar and Grill on Thursday night, 7 p.m. Be there.
Yes.
Be there. It's in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, Westy Bar and Grill. I'm super excited. They actually, it wasn't even our idea. It was Dan Tallarico's idea that we stream live at Westy. We spoke to the manager. Actually, the manager came out. We were having a meeting about the lawsuit that we have against masking kids. Okay. So we were meeting. I don't even know if it was like a huge meeting. It was just kind of like, let's get together, let's talk our ideas. But we have those things underway.
Yes.
In fact, I think we have Dan messaged us, and I need to go back and read the message, but we may have a guest.
Yes.
We may have a guest on what that looks like in masking kids. But in the meantime, real quick, let me go back, is that the manager came out, spoke to us, and I sent him some information on our show, actually sent him 2 live videos, and he absolutely said, yes, we want to have you. We'd be honored. And here we are. So this Wednesday, 7 p.m. It's going to be kind of a dry run, but we are looking to do this once a month at Westy Bar and Grill in Hamburg. And I know it's Angela Marie in the morning and you're doing an evening show. Yes, I'm branded Angela Marie in the morning. However, the show is, I should say, not really I'm. It's the show is branded that way. But we are going to be there in the evening. Okay, Thursday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Unfortunately, they're not open for breakfast. What?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Sorry, I did say 8 p.m.
It's not 8, it's 7.
7 p.m. I'm going to mess everybody up. 7 p.m. Eastern time. We actually have a template. I should probably go ahead and put that in. I wonder if I can get this on the screen. I didn't make it as an overlay. I didn't make it as an overlay. I'm not going to try that. I'm going to put it in the comment section at the end. Okay.
Okay.
Although it's not going to be everywhere. That's going to be the only issue. I don't know. Either way, whatever. 7 p.m. Westy Bar and Grill. Actually, you know what? Check our Facebook pages out because it's on there. That'll make it easier. We did promote it on there too. So yay, be there. You guys, if we could have you guys in person, that would be amazing. We will be streaming from there. So if you can't make it live and in person, go ahead and watch the stream. Okay. Or even the replay. I'm excited about it. I don't know about you, Rachel, but like this is like getting real now. Like,
yes, it is. I've been so excited ever since it hit Monday. I'm like, our first real time, something like this, that they're supporting us. And I'm like, we have a restaurant backing us. It is so amazing. Westies is amazing in itself. I mean, the fact that they can be open 100% and they don't require anything. Oh, I love it. I love it. So definitely, guys, come support us out at Westies. Come see us. Come join us on our morning show or the evening show. We'll call it Angela Marie in the evening. So come out and join us. Come support Westies. Come support us. Come join in on some fun with us. So we would love to have you with us.
That would be amazing.
And also, I saw Dawn and Darlene hop on. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Darlene. It's so nice to see you, ladies. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you.
I really quick just want to say, if you haven't started your watch party, start your watch party. Marcus, start your watch party. If you can hear me. I know, I saw this nod.
He's like,
yeah.
Like, bring me on.
Everybody else, start your watch party. Share, like, boost these algorithms, you guys, because Facebook has been, I don't know, maybe shadow banning a little bit. Yes. We can stop that from happening if you guys hit love, like, whatever. Hit all the hearts that you want to. Laughing faces if we're funny. I don't care. And make sure that you share, and start watch parties everywhere. That's what we've been doing. So please make sure that you do that. And it gets, we're going to get more exposure that way too, to be able to spread facts, truth. If you love our message and you are a fan of ours and you've been on here for quite some time, then obviously, then you love us, okay? Or you want to keep watching.
We need reminders that we're loved.
So, but anyway, okay, we have a special guest planned this morning, and it is about nonprofits. Nonprofits are essential too. Nonprofit organizations. I found out some information that Rachel had passed on to me, and I am like disgusted by it. And so Marcus Rydell is going to share his story, his personal experience. And you guys, I really pay attention to what's going on. Okay. So without further ado, please welcome Marcus Rydell. Here he is.
Good morning, ladies.
Hi, Marcus.
Good morning, Rachel. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can hear you fine. We are good.
Wow, long time no see. I almost forgot what you look like.
I know. I need to shave a little bit. My fire chief yelled at me the other day because I'm scruffy.
Yep, it's growing in there. I love it.
I said it was no shave November. Now it's no shave December.
Oh, there you go. That's perfect. No shave November. So
no shave December. You went right into December.
Yes, I just kept on going.
Oh yeah. Okay, so there's some feedback, and I don't know what. Do you have headphones, Marcus?
Yes, I think you're coming over my mic though.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Let me see if this works.
All right.
How's that?
That's actually better.
See, now I can't hear you.
No feedback.
Oh, no, you can't hear us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't hear you with them on and going to that system.
Shoot. Okay. I'll try to mute out my line a little bit here and there. Yeah, there's major feedback. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I just got it.
Let's see. All right. So I think what we're going to do, can you guys hit the mute button real quick while I explain this? Hit mute. Marcus, hit mute real quick. Okay. All right. Rachel, hit mute real quick. I'm going to explain. Yep, perfect. Okay. All right. I think what we're going to do as each person's talking, the person that's not talking, go mute. You know what I mean? So we'll ask our questions to Marcus. Marcus will talk or whatever. We'll just kind of go back and whoever's talking will be unmuted. Whoever isn't, you know what I mean? Mute yourself out if you're not talking for any of us. Okay. That way we can eliminate the feedback as much as we can. Does that work? All right. Awesome. Thumbs up. All right. So let's start with this. Marcus, just tell us a little bit about the nonprofit. I'm going to mute out as you explain the nonprofit, what you're involved in, and what's going on with that.
All right. So what happened was back in the middle of November, I got a phone call from a buddy of mine that's a volunteer firefighter. I've been a volunteer firefighter for over 30 years. And he said, hey, Dauphin County Treasurer sent out these letters to the fire companies in Dauphin County saying they can no longer hold online raffles. So what had happened was this year during our wonderful COVID-19 stuff, obviously we can't do the fundraisers because, the nonprofits, are trying to follow the sanitary conditions. We don't want to infect anybody else and everything else. So we're following those guidelines. So that shut down a majority of our fundraisers for this year. The chicken barbecues, the bingo halls, and it's not just fire companies. It's also the pet rescues, extracurricular sports activities, band boosters, football and wrestling boosters. They're involved in this too. Search and rescue teams, they're involved in this. So, we get this letter from these other fire departments and guys start reaching out with me because they know that I have connections in Harrisburg and I can figure out what's going on. So after discussing it with a buddy of mine, I did some research and I found that back in August, there was a House bill that was by Representative Katie Klunk that was put on the floor to allow nonprofits and small games of chance license holders to allow payment via debit or credit card. That is our problem. Per the small games of chance law, we may not take payment via those forms. It's only allowed to be cash, money order, or certified check. That's it. And then doing some research into small games of chance, I found also that, if you buy online, you're not getting a ticket stub, which is part of the law. That you have to have a ticket stub with your ticket number on there. The small games of chance number has to be on there per the law. So I see that there's a House bill sitting in the Gaming Oversight Committee. And just so happens, good friend of mine, House Representative Russ Diamond, is on the House Oversight Committee. So I sent Russ a text message saying, hey, we have an issue. The fire companies and all these people can no longer do raffles legally because of this. And this sits in the Gaming Commission. What's going on? He's like, unfortunately, we don't have enough time. It's going to die. And I said, okay, what can we do? And he's like, let me do some research. I'll get back to you. So as I'm waiting to hear back from Representative Diamond, another friend of mine that's a firefighter contacts me. He says, hey, we need to form a group. We need to get together and have a meeting and figure this out. So my good friend Doug Buffington and I, we got together. We organized within our county a lot of fire departments to have a meeting at the Llewellyn Hose Company in Llewellyn, Schuylkill County, with Senator David Argyle, Russ Diamond, former House Representative Mike Tobash. He's now no longer in office. He's replaced by a good friend of mine. Now is now House Representative Joe Kerwin, who was there also, and also the one other House rep from Schuylkill County. Unfortunately, I cannot remember his name right now. I don't deal with him a lot. So we had a meeting. They told us what was going on and told us what we could do. Our county treasurer was there, and she informed us her nor the DA of Schuylkill County is going to enforce this law. But our problem is the LCE can enforce the law because they deal with small games of chance. So the problem would be if we continue to run, they can come in, either A, issue us a warning to stop, or B, if they decided to go and be nasty about it, they could take all the profits we have gained since we decided a new way to make money, fine us, and take our licenses. So now the problem entails there, we all stopped. And my big concern is as a firefighter, that's my money to put diesel fuel in my fire truck or into the ambulance. So we do all this, start doing some research. We were recommended to write a letter to Governor Wolf for an executive order to get rid of, suspend this rule for right now to help us out. Well, as we're working on the letter, I found out that House Bill 777 that was done by Representative Klunk also was in the Senate for voting. What that was for was to allow small gains of chance license holders not to have to pay a fee this year, just reapply, no fee, and because of COVID that we can get this. So with working with Representative Diamond, a gentleman in Senator Mastriano's office, got to working with him, we figured out, hey, we can put an amendment in this. So we typed up an amendment. We flooded emails, phone calls, working with another friend of mine in another senator's office who I need to remain nameless because they are my really good inside contact on stuff. We flooded them. I went to the Capitol handing letters to the Oversight Committee, everything else. Well, then it gets put back on the floor for voting, and it got sent back to the Senate Appropriations. Okay, good. They can put this amendment in there. And what our amendment was to get rid of this, the redo until COVID was, what was it, 1 to 2 years after COVID. It's called a sunshine rule, to allow payment of debit and credit card, and to also bump up our income because we're only allowed a certain amount per month. And for some places, that's not enough money to maintain their overhead. So we asked for a bump of that, got it to all of the offices that were involved in the Appropriations Committee, along with Senator Mastriano, went to Senator Corman's office, dropped it off to them, dropped it off to Senator Scavello. He was on board with it. It comes back to Appropriations. They run it what's called clean, meaning they put no amendments in it, sent it back to the floor for vote, and just voted on it. Highly upset. I reached out to my one contact and found out the reason why the amendments weren't put in is because Senator Corman has a connection within the gaming community, casinos, and all that stuff. So he did not want that put in, afraid of feedback from the casinos. Last time I checked, now President Pro Tem Corman, nor the casinos come to your house to put it out if it's on fire. They don't come to help your relative. They're having a heart attack in an ambulance. They do not hand out food at food banks, and they do not take care of pets and help people right now, especially with low income, when they bring them into these rescues and stuff to get stuff taken care of their pets. So that has died. It went through, no amendments. So we were highly upset. Finished up our letter. We just mailed our letter out the other day to Governor Wolf, asking for an executive order to allow us, pretty much the same amendment, to allow us to take these forms of payment and to allow the spending rule to be suspended also. And we're just waiting on word back from him.
Wow. Wow. I don't really have a lot of words except for wow. I can't wrap my brain around this. Okay, so here we are. I mean, wouldn't you say, okay, we talk about essential, right? Way back when Governor Wolf made a decision on what businesses were essential and non-essential. I mean, I don't know about you, Rachel, or any of you out there watching, whether this live or the replay. I mean, if your house was on fire, I mean, is that essential to come put that out? You needed you need to go via ambulance because, I don't know, maybe your life was at stake or your kids. Go ahead, Rachel.
What I want to know is what is their reasoning behind not including the amendments into this, Marcus? Did they give any reasoning whatsoever why they would not stick out their necks and help you and pass this amendment?
Yeah.
Why would they do it the opposite way?
So what we were told by inside information is because the Senate majority leaders did not want to run that amendment through because of the backlash they might get from the casinos and the gaming community out there that makes a lot of money out of people for doing this.
Oh, and I know you had stated that previously, and I get that, but they already make their money. So that shouldn't that be considered like a different sector? And then they shouldn't have no say whatsoever or whatever. They shouldn't have any say whatsoever on what happens to nonprofits / the fire companies. How does that affect the casinos at all? I think that's where I'm struggling with. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I mean, the casinos, because they're such a moneymaker from the state, they contribute to our legislators heavily, as in campaign donations. And they try to control what we do. Last time I checked, you don't call the casino if you're in a car accident. You don't call a casino if your family does not have food to put a turkey on the table for Thanksgiving, or even put milk in the fridge for your kids. So, yeah, that's where we're at. And now we're waiting on the governor.
So, what are the odds that this actually comes to fruition with Governor Wolf? We know how much he loves to help us citizens.
Yeah.
You know, he's all for it. Okay, I'm being completely sarcastic. Sorry, but seriously, what is he doing for this Pennsylvania? Nothing. Zero. Zilch. He could care less about us.
What we did is, in the letter that we just sent out last week, we included that we went to the General Assembly to have, and we explained everything to them. You know, saying that we have tried, we've gone to the legislature because we saw that there was bills to put amendments in or to help us out. And we stated because, you know, the Senate majority leadership did not want to help us, that we are now coming to you. We're taking our course of actions. We followed the House. Now we were at the Senate. Now we're coming to you for help, you know, to help out the nonprofits. And we've had a lot of people upset with us in the nonprofit community because some of them felt they were being left out. But because initially, as the legislator said, we need to concentrate on community essential organizations, which is your volunteer fire companies, your volunteer ambulance, your VFWs, American Legions, Rotary, Lions Club, because those are all one that supports the community with food banks, emergency services, and some of the rescues felt a little put back because we didn't include them right away. But we have included them. Like, look, we're trying to do it for everybody, but we got to follow what the legislators tell us. And it's no offense to those people, but, you know, obviously there is strays that need taken care of, and they're hurting right now too. So hopefully with the whole small games of chance, he'll just put that as a blanket for everybody.
So Governor Wolf needs to step up. He needs to do the right thing, and he needs to help you. Well, help the nonprofits. He needs to actually do something worthwhile and useful for the first time since March. He has vetoed every single piece of legislation there has been since March. He needs to get off his butt and do something. Thank you, Wolf. That's the nicest way I could say it. I could say so many more things, but I thought I'd put it professionally and just beg him, please do something for nonprofits, Wolf. Seriously. Read the letter, do something. Don't just sit there and do nothing. That's typical of him. So do the opposite. Surprise us, right? Surprise us. And I honestly think from what we've been shown, we need new Senate and House leadership so badly. How do I phrase this? With what is being shown, with what is coming out of the House and the Senate with leadership within the past couple of weeks, and especially with this, why can't we, the people, choose who is in the Senate as Senate leadership, and same thing with House, who is in the House? We vote for them for the House leadership. I understand that's not the way it works, but I think we'd be so much better off if we were able to choose rather than them choosing themselves, because obviously it's not working. They're not doing their jobs. Get up, speak up, do something. Thank you. Plain and simple.
So here's my question, Marcus. as you know, like we have businesses that are opening regardless, right? Like they're opening 100%, Westies, Taste of Sicily, Around the Clock Diner. I mean, there's so many restaurants now that have done that, and bars, right? Is there any way you can just override yourself and just start raising funds? I mean, with that, do you see what I'm saying? Like, we'll just do it. Or are there repercussions for that, or what does that look like?
Yeah, we've talked about that. There are still nonprofits doing it. What the problem is what Westies and Taste of Sicily and all those restaurants that have opened 100%, they're doing it perfectly legally because they're not violating any laws. Obviously, you know me, I've discussed the disease prevention and control, like where that is the law, that's what they follow, and they can legally be open until proven by a court of law that there is a contagious disease in their restaurant, then it's only for 14 days. However, with the small games of chance, it's spelled out in the law that we may not take payment via debit or credit card. However, you can go to your gas station and swipe your debit and credit card and buy lottery tickets now. You can go to the casino and swipe your debit card and get a pile of chips.
So anything that helps out the state.
Yeah, basically. That all helps out. And I had a phone conversation with the state fire commissioner, Commissioner Bruce Trago, who I've known for years. He's a fire chief of mine. He's a great guy. And he's just as frustrated as we are. Because come to find out, as the state fire commissioner, he has not been in the loop of any of this since day one. He has not been consulted by the administration or anything concerning COVID, period, which is one of the main people besides the Department of Health that needs to be in contact with what's going on. So he's been blind, and we have his full support. He even reached out to legislators to help us out with House Bill 777, and we still didn't get anywhere. So we're just waiting to hear back from the governor, and we have a plan of action in place that if we do not get a response by, we said we had a meeting the other night that within 2 weeks of mailing the letter, which would be the Monday before Christmas, on January 12th, that is when our state legislature goes back into session. That is when they're all going to be there with their families and everything else. So what we have planned is on that day that in every county, their people take their apparatus, their nonprofit stuff, and they surround their courthouses. And we're surrounding the Capitol with fire trucks, ambulances, nonprofit stuff, and we are going to do a parade. Ooh. And we're going to, if we have fire truck stuff down there, we're lights and sirens around the Capitol because we know all eyes are on the Capitol that day. Mm-hmm. And the other sad thing is, too, we haven't got one bit of media coverage. We've reached out. No TV stations want to cover it, nothing. We've had 2 newspapers pick it up, and that's only local to our area because it's in their backyard. We've reached out to WGL, Channel 16 in Scranton. We've reached out to both Fox stations, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, everywhere. Nobody wanted to pick it up. So we're hoping, we start surrounding courthouses and the Capitol that we'll get an answer. We had to do this back in the 80s. We actually surrounded the Capitol fire apparatus back in the 80s to allow us to have a small games of chance license. Because you really don't want to upset fire departments.
Yeah, no. But isn't it sad though, Marcus? I mean, think of what you were talking about, that you have to make noise in order for people to pay attention to you, in order to get people to care. Why should we have to make noise? Shouldn't they automatically care? I mean, this is a fire company. This is nonprofits that are, I'm sorry, essential. I don't care. They are not non-essential. But it's so sad in what you just stated that you have to make noise in order to get noticed and to be heard by our legislators, by the governor. I mean, just for everything. Why does it have to come to that? That infuriates me.
One of the problems we have today is people don't understand what the fire service in Pennsylvania looked like. The Pennsylvania is 80% volunteer fire departments. Mm-hmm. That other 20% is paid career, full-time, part-time. People don't realize that we're not paid to do this. I mean, because they don't teach their kids. I mean, we have a hard time with what we call recruitment and retention because kids don't want to be involved because it's not, they don't see it as that. They see that's what the job is. You know, it's not like, and the other problem is a lot of us kids, our numbers are dwindling. You know, people have moved out of our area. You know, the family aspect isn't there. I mean, that's how I got into it. My family were firefighters. You know, we were all volunteers. My grandfather was a fire chief. All my cousins are firefighters. I'm a firefighter. You know, so it's, but like we moved out of that community, so I branched out somewhere else. You know, but you know, you start losing that whole community where it's all families. And like my current fire company in Tower City, we are family. You know, everybody has, you know, we're all family there. We have our kids there, but there's not that many kids. I mean, we have about 6 children that are there. So that's going to be possibly 6 juniors that if they want to do what daddy or mommy does, that's what we rely on anymore because the schools don't push it anymore. They don't see the community involvement anymore because it does take a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of, I mean, I spend a lot of time doing reports for my fire company, going on calls, you know, working on the fundraiser stuff. You know, thankfully we have a ladies auxiliary that handles most of our fundraisers for us, but we still have to go out there and put the word out. You know, normally, you know, you work hard and you don't see anything in return because it goes right back out in bills. You know, you have places that have a large municipality tax base. For example, King of Prussia, that is 100% volunteer fire department, but they have a huge tax base. They get a lot of money. They cover the Pennsylvania Turnpike, so they get a lot of money from the state from that. And they're all volunteer, but they get a lot of money from those businesses because they have what's called a fire tax, so they get a lot of money. My small community fire department, we don't get a lot from our borough. We actually see no dollars from our borough. There is in the borough budget, there's $19,000 last year for fire department budgeting. But what that goes to pay is for our vehicle insurance because they pay our vehicle insurance. And then they have to pay the workman's comp for the fire departments, which is now has to be separate from borough employees because of cancer coverages. Because they're finding out, you know, we're the only industry that kills people and then learns something from it. You know, it's not the other way around. We learn and don't kill anybody. This is where somebody dies, we find out. So now they found out, hey, firefighters get cancer a lot easier because of their job and doing this. So now you guys have to cover them via workman's comp because their cancer came from being a fireman. You know, they caught something from being a volunteer EMT. You know, they got a bad stick from somebody. You know, they've reached somebody's pocket, hit a meth needle or something. They got AIDS from it. So it costs more to support these places on the municipality end. But when you have a small municipality that we rely on all these fundraisers we do every year, it's hard when we're shut down. Yeah, because we are the eyes of the community. So, you know, we try to be safe for the community. You know, we get told on dispatch if we are going to a place that there's a high probability of COVID. You know, because obviously we don't want to give it to our guys, you know, because then we can't respond. You know, we don't want to have somebody have it and then they go into somebody's house to perform CPR on them and spread it to them and complicate their issues even more. You know, so it's that fine line for us right now. And obviously we have no income.
So can you talk with just and tell our viewers what would the ramifications be if Governor Wolf does not come through with you for you, I should say, and then what would happen or what does that mean for the nonprofits and the fire companies? Say if there's no help for you, what happens? And then at the same end, what can the community do to help support nonprofits and support the fire companies?
So what can happen is if this does not come through the governor, and I do know legislature is going to work on helping us next session because we're at the end last year. I mean, obviously they're going, it's in their eyes. Senator Pittman's already working on something now. I've been helping Representative Diamond work on something on the House end of it. Excuse me. So what happens if Wolf doesn't do this? We're going to be down another couple of months. It takes a while to run, you know, legislation through. We run out of fuel. We don't, you know, we start because we have power. We have to pay power. We have to pay water. We got to pay sewage. You know, we got to, you know, we have cable TV. And it's not like, as you guys think, we're sitting around watching cable TV all the time. That is in case there is a major, like a snowstorm or something, we can pop up our screens and we can see what's going on. So we start running out of funding. So we don't have diesel fuel in a fire truck. which means you got to wait longer for the town down the street to come up because they're available and they have fuel. The other nonprofits like your Legions and stuff, they do a lot of veteran support stuff. I mean, they help their veterans out. I mean, especially with suicide prevention and everything else coming from veterans that have severe PTSD and everything else. So they're there, and they're also doing food banks and giving food to the community. So if they don't have the money to do the food, now you're going to have these people that have lost their jobs and everything else, thanks to these great edicts from the governor, that they can supply them with food for the family. So it's a trickle down effect. You have the animal rescues. They start having to put down animals because they can't pay for the veterinary service to help these dogs or cats or whatever animal they have to feed them or to help them find them homes. So it's that whole trickle down effect. Once you cut off the money to these nonprofits, we die. And that's where we're at. Luckily, my fire company, we have stuff in our coffers for emergencies. We don't run a lot of calls up here, but we still need PPE. We still need to buy stuff. We got to have water and stuff on the rigs for the apparatus. So for people to help, they want to help out the nonprofits. 3 things: contact the governor's office. You can find the link and everything right on his webpage. Ask him to put out an executive order. We actually have a Facebook page. It's called Nonprofits for HB 2764. We actually have a drafted letter on there to print out, sign it, and mail to the governor. You can contact your representatives and your senators. Tell them, hey, help these guys out. Can you please pass a resolution to fix the small gains of chance right now to allow these people to make this money? The last thing they can do, and I know it's hard for people right now because of the COVID stuff, people aren't working and everything else, especially right now around the holidays, donate to these nonprofits, donate to your VFWs or your veterans groups, donate to your fire and EMS units. A lot of us rely on donations. Now, I'm not saying, some places are worth it more than others, but every nonprofit out there is worth having in your community.
Exactly. And you actually have a question, Marcus. Hang on, I saw a question. Lisa's. She said, Marcus, is there an announcement on Facebook yet about the January 12th parade that can be shared with various groups to come support the parade?
Lisa, we're getting that prep now. We want to get the letter out to the governor. We have a meeting coming up the Monday before Christmas, so it's probably going to be put out after that because that is we're giving the governor 2 weeks. He can do everything else in the snap of a finger to get it done. He can definitely take 2 weeks and figure this out and help us out. If we don't hear anything in 2 weeks, then we're going to post the event. And it's, as I said, it's on our Facebook page. It's called Nonprofits for HB 2764. And it's a public group. You can share it, everything else.
Okay.
Awesome. Go ahead.
So Mark Koenig said, what about bucket barricades to collect cash donations? Yeah, didn't I say it that right? I didn't. Whatever.
They're called boot.
I'm not a politician.
Well, they do bucket brigades. Also, we do what's called boot drives. We have laid off on them. Number one, it is dangerous. We don't like to do them because you're standing out in traffic. You're slowing down traffic in an area. It is dangerous. We've done boot drives before, but the other thing is right now, and it's nothing. You guys know what I believe in with the COVID stuff, but on that aspect of it, it's also a risk to the firefighters and the people in the vehicles with the donations with the spread of COVID. So, we do have to watch ourselves. We are the eyes of the community. So we do have to take precautions and everything else for our community. So that, we've done it, but we've discussed it also, and it's been recommended that we don't do it because we've also found out that PennDOT does not like slowing down main drag towns because they run the road. We don't.
You get it. And Mark Ryman was saying, wait until they say you should close the local fire departments and have only regional fire departments. Oh. Interesting. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, you want to see your taxes go up? Yeah, make your local area paid departments. because then people will not be able to afford it. I mean, because when you look at it, and I know my stuff's it's pretty much just all nonprofits, but I know fire departments more. A brand new fire engine. How much do you guys? I'm going to ask you guys a question. How much do you guys think a brand new fire engine costs? I mean, just a fire truck that brings the water and the hoses. How much do you guys think one of them costs?
$200,000, $250,000, 250,000. Higher.
What did you say, Rachel?
150.
Try $450,000 to $500,000. That's without the hose. That's without the gear. That's without the air packets.
Okay, I was a quarter of the way there. At 250,000. Holy crap!
I had no idea.
Yeah, those nice big ladder trucks that they come in with the buckets, with the big tower or the big ladder, they're over $1 million. That costs over $1 million. Now you also have you have certifications that need done every year.
And your regular maintenance.
Yes. And that's just the apparatus. That's not including our personal protective gear, like our air packs we wear.
Right.
You know, they cost around not that much. We just got, because we had to buy 10 of them because we had to replace all ours the other year. They're close to $3,000 to $4,000 a piece. Just for the air pack we wear in our back to go into a burning building. The gear we wear costs over $1,000. That's just for the coat and the pants, not including your boots, your helmet, and your gloves. Then you get into the hose. Yeah, and then especially if you do rescue, then you got to buy the Jaws of Life. They're a couple $1,000. Then you got to buy what we call cribbing to support the vehicles or houses or whatever. There's another couple thousand. This isn't a cheap volunteer organization. I mean, it costs money. And years ago, back in the 70s and 80s, when I was growing up in the fire service, even though I was a young kid, the great thing was we had so many people were adapted to be able to fix something in the fire department at that time. Like you had the guy that ran at the fire company, but he was also a diesel mechanic. So he had a problem with the engine inside the fire truck. He could fix it. Or you had plumbers there that, they knew plumbing, so they could fix the plumbing in the fire truck or in the firehouse. We don't have that anymore. Because a lot of those people don't do that anymore. That has died away. I mean, majority of us there are either working professionals, technical professionals, or they are trade professionals. We don't have. I mean, luckily in my company we have a guy that works construction, so he can help build things. He can help fix stuff like that interior and the building wise. But one of my guys, he works for a window company. He helps with making windows. I got a guy that does tool and die repair. I got a guy like myself and my one other buddy. We're safety managers. I have my other friend that he's a trucking manager. So we don't have that experience like we used to anymore because we are shrinking. We went from 300,000 volunteer firefighters in Pennsylvania from the 70s to the 80s down to 30,000 last year.
Wow.
That speaks volumes.
Wow. That's insane. Amanda had made a comment. It says, yes, this has really affected Hope's Haven Horse Rescue. Oh, gosh. Marcus, mute real quick. Okay. She said, yes, this has really affected Hope's Haven Horse Rescue and not being able to rescue more horses from the kill pens right now. See, oh God. So many nonprofits.
And they're being destroyed. Thank you, Wolf.
I'm disgusted. We got 2 more years of this idiot. I don't even know. I have no words. Like I don't, it's heartbreaking. It's disgusting. It's, you think about, I'm going to give you guys an example of the use of a fire department. I mean, it's not even, when you think about it, I mean, yes, fires, they put out fires, but we had been flooded 4 times at my house. And what's the first thing that you do? You call the fire department. And they were already backed up so they could come and, pump the water out. So because they were already backed up, this was a couple years ago. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have to take this on myself. Bought an extra hose, bought a submersible pump. You know what I mean? So I could stick it and pump myself out, because you can't rely on them because they don't have enough volunteers. And now we got even less volunteers and less funds to be able to fund them. So for those of you who are just like, oh, well, it's a pandemic and there's a virus out there, you know what? There are worse things out there. People are committing suicide more and more every single day. People are getting cancer. People are getting, dying of heart attacks, car accidents. You have all of these things going on out there, that life happens and people die. And now we got to be concerned about, oh, well, if your house is flooded, or if you have a fire, are you going to be able to, is the fire department going to be able to come out, because they're not being properly funded? I mean, like, this is where more and more people need to wake up. I mean, right? Go ahead, Marcus. You can I'll mute out.
And the lady said about the horse rescues. I mean, because I deal with horses, because I do it with my subordinate acting. I ride horses, so I know what the uptake and keep is on horses. Now, you figure for a rescue, it's going to cost them per one horse around $35,000 to $50,000 a year just to feed the horse. And the medication, then you have the medication and the vet bills. Depending on the severity of this horse is in it, they rescued. It's a lot of money. And people don't see that. They're blind to it. They see the things on Facebook, oh, the pet rescue here. They don't understand what these people do. I mean, I have a very good friend of mine. She helps out with the pet rescue in this area. They've been helping the trap cat, the feral cats, and they've been, spending they take on donations to have these cats fixed and have them re-released. That way they're not making more kitties. Then you have other places where they go to a place like we've dealt with in fire companies. We've gone to a place where there's 20 cats and 15 dogs in one house that are malnourished and they need to be rescued and taken into care. So those people need the money too. I mean, like I said, I'm primary fire, but you think about it, animals need care right now too. You need to feed your pets, and some of these great places, like Chewy and stuff, have donated to these places with the food and stuff that are giving back to their communities and stuff. But if they can't keep their doors open because they can't pay their power bill or their water bill or their mortgage or rent, they're not going to be there. Then the other thing you look at too is our kids are actually being affected by this, but their extracurricular activities. Like one of the guys who are with us is from a kids wrestling association. They're still holding wrestling practices and stuff because, as we all know, children are a little less affected by COVID. So but they still need to pay for the gear and the equipment and the rental of the room, or they got to pay for transportation if they go to tournaments. I mean, you have the same when you get into softball, baseball, football. They rely on stuff to buy these kids uniforms because the schools can't afford a lot of it anymore. They have a pregame meal or whatever else. That's where all this money goes to. Your bands, your high school bands. They were hurt because they didn't have the football games. If they did, there wasn't the public there to issue opening up the band booster stand to sell coffee, hot chocolate, burgers, walking tacos. So they lost a lot of that money, which goes to pay for the uniforms and the transportation to go to concerts or go down to competition. So everybody's hurting with this. Within the nonprofit community, everybody is hurting. The first thing people are going to see when they're going to realize they're affected is when they dial 911 and the operator tells them it's going to be an hour till we get you a fire truck because your local ones are not available because they don't have any fuel. You're going to have to wait to get one from Harrisburg to come to Reading.
Exactly. And then that's when people are going to be like, wait a second. And then they're going to complain. And you know what? The ones that are going to complain the most are the ones that are complaining about us. Well, there's a virus out there. Guess what? there's a virus out there, but how many, I mean, we've been dealing with viruses for decades since before we were alive, for our time, probably in the biblical times.
Mhm.
I mean, the last time I checked is that Jesus is the healer of all by laying on of hands, and he works through the people. How about we start bringing that back instead of all this BS? Because that's all it is. And I don't care who it is. Listen, it's so funny. The people that I have known that have had corona or COVID, or I'll just call it coronavirus, because I mean, I have a whole other issue with this whole thing. There's a lot coming out all of a sudden. Pay attention real quick. I want you guys to pay attention to this. I know this is segueing a little bit here, but pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. You don't hear COVID-19 very much anymore. Do you know what you hear? Coronavirus, coronavirus, coronavirus. Oh, well, no crap. No crap. It is the coronavirus. It's another strand of coronavirus, and 99.9% of people survive it. That's funny. We're calling it coronavirus instead of COVID-19. You know what's so funny? I did my research many, many months ago, and this is a whole other show, and we don't have time for this right now. But do you know COVID-19 was actually the plan 50 years ago? Did you know that it had a name 50 years ago? I don't know. Just saying. I'm not saying that there's not a virus. There's viruses everywhere that has been for decades. You know, but we didn't close the economy down for SARS or the swine flu.
And
Okay.
didn't President Trump come out, Angie, and state at the very beginning of all this, I think it was in March or April, he said, do not let the cure be worse than the disease.
Exactly.
It's like he knew. It's like he knew what the governors were going to do. He knew they were going to decimate the economy. And that's exactly what they're doing with the lockdowns and the restrictions. They're not helping anything by doing restrictions. They're not helping anything by doing lockdowns. They are decimating and crashing the economies, and they're ruining people's lives.
Oh, and
so the cure is way worse.
Right. And before somebody wants to backlash at me, real quick, okay? Well, I hope that, listen, I've had this threat. I hope you die of coronavirus. I hope you die of this. I hope one of your family members, blah, blah, blah. Let's just go here. I already freaking had it in February. I'm still here. Guess what? I know, I don't know, probably about 10 people now that have had it. Oh, and some of them hardly had any symptoms, but were tested positive. You know, it's the only virus that I'm aware of that you can test positive and not even know you freaking have it. Okay, like it's BS. It's BS. I'm not. I just the fear mongering with the media. I'm like at my wit's end, because the reality is you know why the Amish don't panic? I think we've said this before. They don't watch the news. They don't watch the media. Like my TV stays blank. I watch Newsmax, OANN, I believe is the other one that is another really good one to watch. I haven't watched that one, but Newsmax I'm like addicted to. Why? Because I get facts and truth on both sides. The reality is this, is that if the main goal is for these governors and the deep state, do your own research, to crash the economy for their one world order plan, for their great reset plan. Okay? This is nothing to do with health. What?
You watched a video I posted from Pastor JD, didn't you? That's all he talked about. That's what I posted yesterday.
No,
exactly what you just said.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it at all. Actually, I do need to watch it. Thanks for reminding me. No, what I'm saying is that this is all stuff. Like, listen, the lockdown for some of us, I'm not going to just say Republicans, but that's kind of what it's sad to be separated by that. I shouldn't say that. There were some independents that switched over to Republican during this time. In fact, I know several people, because they were awakened, right, at what the left side was doing. But where was it going with that? Oh, so the research, okay, they clearly don't know how smart we are. We do research when we're locked down. We do research when there's nothing better to do. Something isn't right here. Let me go ahead and do my own research. That's what we do on this side of town. Okay? Town, so to speak. Okay? That's what we do. Am I right, Rachel? Marcus, am I right?
Sure.
Like, this is what we do. So for those governors to go, oh, we're going to lock them down, they'll never know. Yeah, okay. We'll know a lot more than what you think. And this is why we have been out there rallying, peaceful protesting. Okay. You can tell the difference between both sides. Oh, and by the way, don't tell me president-elect. Oh, this is another story. Because listen, for those of you who didn't see President Donald Trump in Georgia on, let's see, what night was it? Saturday night? There were people from Pennsylvania that flew down there, by the way. People just don't do that. There were people from Pennsylvania posting pictures of them down in Georgia at a Trump rally. Listen, there were over, if I had to guess, I didn't go back and look at the numbers. Like, it was insane. You saw the TV screen. We watched Newsmax on Saturday night, and it was insane. Oh, if I had to guess, over 30,000 people. But you're telling me he didn't win. Oh, that's interesting. They had a parade, I think, right before that. They had booths set up of Trump 2020 gear. I mean, come on. This man, he has won the presidency for 4 more years legally by a freaking red landslide, red wave. It was all over the place. And if you can't physically see that with your own 2 eyes, with all the rallies this man has done, with all of the things that he has done in the last 4 years, by the way, I invite you to go to Chris Moyer's page. He's doing 25 days of Trump. 25 days of Trump. You know what? They're all facts of everything he's accomplished in the last 4 years. So if you want facts, he stole it off of my page, but he's just breaking it down to 25 days. Okay. I just went bam, all at one shot. Okay. This is all facts. You do your own research and find out if you're open to it. But let me just tell you is that we need this president in office so much so. That you would, our lives are on the line. Everything that Marcus has shared, everything that we all have shared with you guys this morning, we share with you Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings. These are all things of a plan that we need to fight against, an evil plan that we need to fight against. Because if not, you can kiss your butts goodbye. You can kiss your businesses goodbye. You can kiss your jobs goodbye. Let me ask you a question. Do you guys want to work? Or do you want to just live off the government?
No way.
But here's the thing. So for those of you who are like, oh, well, we could live off the government. We have freedom. Ha ha ha. You got another thing coming. No, that's not how that works. You live off the government and they will control what you do, how you do, where you spend your money, how you spend your money, if you're going to, and if they're going to pay you or not. They will control every aspect of your life.
Yep. Absolutely.
Period. End of story. I don't want to hear it. You can argue with me all you want to. You watch, you wait, and you will find out.
There you go. And I've said the same thing.
If it doesn't happen now, it's going to happen eventually. So be in prayer, guys, for our nation. And for those of you who are still not awakened yet and you think this is about a virus that's so deadly, wake up. Wake up. You know what? I've been out. I've been rallying. I've been around people. I've been loving on people. I've been hugging people. So is Marcus. So is Rachel. We have all been out and about. No masks. Are we sick? Are we sick? Okay, have we caught a cold? Have we caught the strand of the coronavirus? Common cold? Have we gotten maybe symptoms of the flu-like symptoms? I'm going to tell you I have. Guess what? Oh, that's funny. 3 days and I'm better. The only thing I have is some back pain. You know what? It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Deal with it. It's a virus. It will run its course. Do you guys remember when you were a kid? I'm on a rampage right now. We're in an hour. All right. Do you remember when we were a kid and you'd go to the doctor, your parents, your mom or your dad would take you to the doctor or grandparent or whatever. And they were like, oh, well, it's a virus. It's viral. It'll run its course. The last time I checked, viruses run their courses, right? The other thing is why, again, I mean, we mentioned this from Friday's show. Maria had mentioned that why aren't we educating on boosting our immune system? Because last time I checked, you can take vitamin B12, zinc, echinacea, vitamin C, vitamin D, I mean, vitamin A, B. I mean, all these things that you can, multivitamin that has a high absorption rate has almost all that in it. I'm like stuttering because I'm so pissed off. We need to do that. That's all you need to do. Listen, do you know why I started feeling sick? I'm not gonna lie. I started feeling sick on, what was it, Thursday or Friday? Rachel, I don't know. You might know.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday, because we got together Wednesday. Yep.
And I felt like crap. But you know what I started to do? I started taking, it's called Activate C. It's from Melaleuca. I take it from a health and wellness company because I want high absorption into my body to combat it. But vitamin C, a probiotic with immune booster which has zinc in it. So I started kind of pumping that up, right? Getting rest, drinking fluids, and oh my gosh, it didn't form into something that was explosive. It's been like this the whole time, like steady. Like it can't finish its way through my body. Does that make sense? It kind of stays steady. The only thing that happened was that I had body aches and it went through my back. And I have like achy back from like here and like it's like achy and painful, come and go. But that's it. I mean, that's it. When I say that's it, like I'm not lying on my couch. I'm not doing any of that. I've decided to boost my immune system. Therefore, again, that's nothing compared to what we're doing to our economy and people's jobs and nonprofit organizations. And the governors and the media are, not want to say governors, the politicians are toying with our lives.
Mm-hmm.
They're toying with our lives, not to mention what kind of education are these kids getting by going to school online?
None. Absolutely none. We all know my story with online learning.
And then if you're putting them in, okay, and some people are like, well, you can put them in person, right, and mask our kids. I'm sorry, that's child abuse. That's child abuse. That is muzzling your children. Oh, a whole other issue. Oh my God, I'm ready to
go. Another show.
That's another show.
That's for a whole nother show. Dan can be on for that one. Dan will speak up and he will.
We might, you know what, Rachel? We might talk about that on Thursday at Westie. I don't know. We'll see.
That sounds good to me.
Anyway.
We just need to, honestly, I mean, just to conclude, we need to get the spotlight off of the pandemic and onto what the governors are actually doing, what it's actually doing to people, what it's actually doing to the economy. That's right. Where the spotlight needs to be. And it needs to be on different sectors of the economy to see what it's actually doing. That's what the journalists should be concentrating on. Not concentrating on cases. Oh my God, we're all going to die. No.
So, okay.
Off of that.
So cases. Okay, let's talk about cases. All right, so we're in cold. I know this is a whole other issue. I'm just going to really quick cover this. We got more cases. Oh, wait, isn't it cold and flu season? Isn't the coronavirus another strain? The coronavirus, the common cold? The coronavirus is the common cold, and they are not testing for COVID-19 alone. They are testing for coronavirus, which is the common cold. Do you know that test also includes the flu? Oh, that's amazing. So if you test positive, you could very well have the common cold or flu symptoms. It's not even COVID-19. Wake up. You are going to test positive. During this time, more than likely, you are going to test positive. You have a sniffle, you'll probably test positive for the coronavirus because it's the common cold. It could be allergies. I mean, who knows? But my point is that knock it off with the cases. It's cold and flu season. You'll get over it. I mean, boost your immune system. Start doing your personal homework. You know, it's enough. It's enough. It's enough. Enough about wrecking our economy and these nonprofit organizations. We are destroying more lives than we are saving by far. By far. And stop listening to the fake news. So tired of that. Go ahead.
It's interesting that you say that because on Wednesday we're actually going to be having a guest on for the what was it? Not the suicide. Well, it includes the suicide rates, but
Anxiety and depression. We had somebody who reached out, and I spoke with him. He reached out, and I scheduled a phone call with him. Major anxiety and depression at record high, and he's going to be our guest on the show on Wednesday morning at 8:45. So please stay tuned. You can get an idea of what this looks like. Yes, did he suffer with anxiety and depression prior to COVID? Absolutely. But it has gotten far worse. And I will let him share his story and what that looks like. You will blow your mind for some of you. And some of you may not. You might go, you know what? I'm already aware. But, it's different when you hear different stories and what's going on. Because it's bad. It's bad, and we need to wake up, and we need to stop the fear mongering.
and shine a light on different sectors of how what the governors are doing are affecting different people in different sections of the economy. It's
That's right.
like you said, stop saying cases. Stop talking about it. Time to start concentrating on individuals' lives and how it's affecting everything. Sorry, go ahead, Marcus. I know you wanted to get off of.
Yeah, go ahead, Marcus. And let's do this. We're at an hour and 7 minutes. I went on a tangent. I apologize. Marcus, we're going to let you say one last word, and then we'll go ahead and Rachel and I will close out the show. Go ahead, Marcus.
So, Angela, I just sent you a private message. I sent you the link to the nonprofits page that we have. So that way you can share with your people. That way they can get on and join with us if they want to help. We're looking for what we're calling point of contacts in different counties. So we can hit all 67 counties so we can keep spreading the word and get the help out there that we need. I also sent you another link. You're already in this link. It is the Marcus Rydell Freedom for PA page, which leads into something else coming up in 2022. We have officially filed our paperwork, and I am looking at running as candidate for lieutenant governor in 2022.
I didn't know if you wanted me to make that announcement, so I'll leave that up to you. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we have officially announced. We have unofficially announced our candidacy. We're still waiting for the state to finish up paperwork, and then we're good to go. And we can start fighting our own fight, because we might be having a little change up in our government this year yet, depending on what's going on with the election, because I've not meaning to get off the nonprofit topic, but for what my cause is coming up, we might be losing Governor Wolf here this year after January. It's not a good thing, because it's looking at a possible cabinet position for if Biden becomes the president. He's already slated for a cabinet position. Secretary of Health Levine is already slated to become the Surgeon General of the United States if Biden is officially the president of the United States. So what would happen is let's say this all does happen, theoretically, hypothetically. Fetterman would bump up to the governor. President pro tem Jake Corman would become the lieutenant governor. That throws a whole new ball of wax into Harrisburg, because now you have a Democratic governor and a Republican lieutenant governor. So it holds a whole new ball of wax in there.
Yeah, we're good. Let's stop. Let's keep speaking like life into the whole situation. I'm telling you, I think there's things going on. I've been really paying attention the last couple of days at what the heck is going on behind the scenes with the U.S. Supreme Court and President Donald Trump. We have a very, just watch. It's awesome. I have some information that I found out, and I'm like, okay, this is good. So we need to actually, and again, this war is won in prayer, on our knees in prayer. So we just need to keep praying. But, it's good to see what could happen. Do you know what I'm saying? To open up the eyes of the people so that we can continue to fight. Because we, the people, do have a say. And believe it or not, even if you think that you don't, you have a say in prayer. You have a say in prayer. You know, God hears our cry. God hears our prayers. There has been so many prayers at certain times throughout the nation that have been scheduled for President Trump and our nation. So I think it's going to be a miracle. I believe that we're going to have a Christmas miracle. I really, really do. And whether it comes at Christmas, I don't know. Whether it comes a couple days after, whatever, the Christmas season miracle, we'll just call it, right? Because you're not going to know on Christmas Day. Let's be honest. I mean, I doubt anybody's going to be working Christmas Day. I did hear we won't find out really anything until January. We're going to hear things, but I mean the final decision till January. There's already, did you guys know this? I have to share this with you guys. Did you guys know that President Trump's hotel is booked solid for the inauguration? People have already booked so they can be there for President Trump's inauguration on January 20th for 4 more years. Packed, full, booked, solid. No one has canceled. So act as though it is already. People are doing that. I preach on that, man. All right. Let's do this, you guys. It is 1 hour and 12 minutes, and we're getting some comments too. But all right. Oh, you guys are muted. That's why I don't hear feedback. Okay. So
One last thing.
Go ahead, Marcus. One last thing.
And also keep your eyes open. I posted on my personal Facebook page and the Freedom for PA page. Keep your eyes open what's going on in Pennsylvania, because I found out over the weekend via phone call that the Adjutant General, we call him the TAG of the Pennsylvania National Guard, Major General Corelli, just up and retired Friday. Just up and retired. These people in this position do not just up and retire. There's always an announcement because they're going to set up the change of command. It's a whole big formal ceremony that they always do. It's always been done. This is the first time that a sitting TAG has just up and retired without notice, without anything, immediately. So something's going on within the administration, within the executive branch, that the TAG, because he's appointed by the governor, just up and pretty much quit. You know, so keep your eyes open. Something's fishy going on, because it is not normal. You know, I've done some reaching out to friends that are within the legislature saying, hey, you know, check this. I mean, something's up. You know, you might want to investigate this, because it is not, something's not right in Denmark. You know, I've been in the military. I know I've dealt with the Pennsylvania National Guard. I have friends who are in the Guard. It's not a normal thing, especially during a middle of of the pandemic, that they just quit. Not normal. I mean, that'd be like the governor just saying, "I quit." You know, it's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
I wish he would. I'm sorry. All right, you guys. All right, Marcus, thank you so much for being on as our guest today. I really appreciate it. Spreading wisdom and knowledge, and getting the word out. Because people need to know. People absolutely need to know. They need to be aware. They need to be educated. And hopefully, you will be there on Thursday at Westy. We would love to see you in person.
I will try. That's Thursday is always a tough night for me, because we also have fire department trainings on Thursday night. And right now is our time that we go out and we clean chimneys for people. We just did 2 of them last Thursday night. So, and if you want to help out a fire company, guys, and you want to donate some money, you can either send them money, or if you have a chimney that you want cleaned, so we don't have to come out there and put it out because it's on fire, we do it by donation. We don't charge you, but we'll come out and do it free for the safety's sake, but we'll also appreciate any donations you can give to us.
Nice. Awesome.
So thank you guys. It's been great being on, and we will definitely talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marcus. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
See ya. All right.
All right, hopefully it's better now. Not too much feedback. Yeah,
we're good. It's all right. As long as we keep kind of muting out in and out, that helps a lot. A lot. Dan Tallarico, good morning. Thank you, you two, for all your hard work and dedication. Westies will be great.
Yes,
it will. I'm
and
excited.
Dan will be on our show. You hear that, Dan? You got to talk. You got to come on. He's gonna be like, no. Yes.
Well, we'll see. I kind of we'll see, because I kind of want to do our first show just us at this point. I mean, if we decide to bring somebody on for like a real quick blurb, that's fine. But I'd like to kind of see how the in-person goes first, as our dry run, as Carrie called it.
Dry run. Yes. The dry run.
And then from there, like, we can see if we want to do, have guests or whatever. Let's just see how it works first. But I mean, we might have him pop on and say, hey, real quick, like, make an announcement about the lawsuit. But you know what I mean? Like, maybe a quick 2-3 minutes or something would be a good idea.
That sounds good.
If he wants to, as we're calling him out. All right.
I know.
We're almost at an hour and 20 minutes, an hour 17 minutes right now. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, do your own homework, do your own research. You don't have to believe everything that we say. Okay. Because we would just be just like the media if we said that. So just do your own homework, do your own research. Stop watching the fake news, though, because you're not going to get real facts through the fake news. You don't believe it? They've been fake for many, many years. Okay. This isn't anything new. It's coming to light. But anyway, so again, this is Angela Marie in the morning. We stream live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please like and share if you have gotten knowledge and wisdom out of our message this morning. Please write, again, hashtag live, hashtag replay. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and put it in the comment section below. And share the heck out of this video. Share the heck out of our morning show, you guys. We stream live on Facebook and on YouTube on all 3 of these days. Eventually going to be streaming every single day, Monday through Friday. But right now, we will be at Westies live and in person this Thursday night, 7 p.m. Be there in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. We would love to see your smiling faces. No mask required there. We're open at 100% capacity. They have amazing food. Come out, have a meal, have an appetizer, have some dessert, have a drink, whatever it is, and join us this Thursday night, December 10th of 2020 at 7 p.m. at Westies in Hamburg, Pennsylvania.
Exactly. Yes.
So
yes, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I'm so glad we got to learn from Marcus about the nonprofits and how the restrictions and the lockdowns are affecting them. Please donate, like he said, to the fire companies, to the nonprofits of your choice. Do all of his suggestions. Write the governor, guys. Do as much as you can to help these guys out. They're there for us when we need them. Let's be in support of them and let's come to their rescue now. So make sure that you go and support them and you help them in any way possible. And we pray for many blessings upon you guys for today, and just pray for peace for you guys. We're in this together. We love you guys, and we thank you so much for your support. And we will see you right back here on Wednesday at 8:45 a.m. And no matter what, remember, God loves you. We love you. Jesus loves you. And like I said, we're in this together. We got this, guys. We got this.
Yes, we do. Oh, by the way, I'm also founder of findyourpurposeandshine.com. If you haven't checked that out, check it out. I actually took on some coaching clients during this time too. We're like, wait a second, she's a coach. And one in particular, I'm super excited to help. Also, one last thing, sponsorships. We are having, we are getting the show sponsored, you guys. We can accept 4 sponsors per show. You will get 2 minutes of spotlight with an overlay. So like every, 15 minutes or so, we're going to go ahead and put you in the limelight. Okay. So our show is going to change around a little bit as our sponsors come on. We will have an overlay with your like who you are, your advertisement, your information will be put on the screen as we're talking about, edifying your company, your small business, and what it is that you do. So if you are open to learn about sponsorship with our show, please reach out to us. We will have our very first sponsor starting next Monday, which I'm super excited about, and another 1 or 2 that have shown interest. And so please reach out to us. We can only do 4 per show. And just so you're aware, That's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you actually get each and every spot Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we're gonna have to switch things around a little bit and go every day if we've got, and inundated with sponsors. Okay. So please reach out if you are open to learn more and you want more advertising for your business. All right.
Exactly.
With that being said, you guys, we are 1 hour and 21 minutes. Here we go again. For those of you who have stuck with us for the full hour and 21, God bless you.
What's wrong with you? Run. No, just kidding. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. We appreciate it. Thank you guys.
God bless you guys. We love you. Have a great day.
You guys. Have a good rest of your day. See you Wednesday. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, Rachel.
Bye.